Hello and welcome. If you can see me and hear me, please drop me a 777 in the chat box. I am waiting for more people to turn up and jump on the call, but I'm going to make a start anyway because I did say 6 p.m. It's now 2 minutes past 6. Again, welcome to our Crypto Monday call. Again, if you can hear me and see me, please drop me a 777 in the chat box so I know that my microphone is working. Okay, thank you. So again, my name is Dr. Jav. I'm a forex and cryptocurrency trader. I've been trading now for several years. Thank you, Yuri. And during this call, I'm just going to go over, got a little mark on my face. So yeah, during this call, I'm just going to go over what's been happening in the markets during this week. And in all honesty, it's been a crazy week in cryptocurrency. Yuri says, happy birthday. It's not my birthday, Yuri, so I'm not sure what's happening there, but thank you for that. Excellent. So yeah, keep the questions coming. That is okay, but it's been a crazy week and I'm just looking at my messages. In the last few days, I've had loads of messages coming through saying, you know, what is happening in the markets, and you know, people saying the price of Bitcoin is tanking. Is it going to hit the $100,000 that I've been talking about? When do you think there's going to be a new all-time high with Bitcoin? And another thing I had come through was, when is this current bloodbath going to be over? And in all honesty, it's been a crazy week in the cryptocurrency market. And what I'm going to do is I'll just give you a good indication as to what's happening in the market. I'll show you what I do on a daily basis. I look at fundamentals all the time. And when it comes to cryptocurrency, what's happening outside the space is very important, because it makes a difference to certainly to the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So just bear with me a second while I share my screen. Okay, if you can see my shared screen again, please drop me a 111 in the chat box and I will then continue. Okay, thank you, Gus. So basically, I look at CoinGecko every single day, and I don't know if you know this, but there are in fact over 10,000 cryptocurrencies in the market. Bitcoin is just one of 10. In fact, 10,000 altcoins in the market. Bitcoin is the largest. It was conceived in 2009 when the price was around 10 cents, and the all-time high of Bitcoin of $65,000 was achieved just a few weeks ago. Today, the price of Bitcoin, as you can see here, is hovering. I use the term hovering around the $32,000 mark. And just looking at CoinGecko itself, you can see what's happening in the market. If I just scroll down, there's a lot of reds here. So you can see in the last 1 hour, last 24 hours, in fact, last 7 days, the price of currencies has plummeted. So as that text that I received earlier said, you know, what's happening? The market has tanked. Certainly the market appears to have tanked, and many of the prices have come down. Now, whenever I generally see red in the marketplace, this is nothing to be concerned about. I see this as a buying opportunity. And just to pick, say, let's have a look at Polkadot. Polkadot is a coin that I currently invest in. And look at this, in the last 7 days, the price of Polkadot has come down by 20%. That's a big reduction in price, and definitely if you are looking at buying altcoins, it's something you should definitely be aware of when you're in this kind of marketplace. Now, what we're going to discuss today is, you know, are we currently heading towards a bear market, or are we going to move towards a bull market, which is what I've been saying for all these weeks. And looking at this, if I was a newbie trader, if I didn't have a clue about the market, looking at this, I would think to myself, you know, what's going on? Everything's negative. Maybe, or perhaps we are going towards a bear market where the prices are going to go lower and lower and lower, and Bitcoin is going to crash. But you can't just take this information, these numbers as they stand, because there's a lot more information behind the numbers, and that's what we need to look at here. Now, going back to Bitcoin, what's happened recently is that, again, it's China. They keep doing this. Again, China has said that they are going to ban cryptocurrencies. In fact, now they are saying that they are going to ban cryptocurrency mining in China. and a bulk of Bitcoin mining actually occurs in China. Now, the fact that they are saying this has resulted, or some of the information that they've come out with has resulted in the recent dip in price of Bitcoin. And that is why I look at these types of news sources, because it is very important what's happening in the market. But again, in my opinion, there is still some market manipulation going on. And whenever this happens, it's a time that you should start looking at accumulating your assets. Now, obviously, if you do go into a bear market and it's a very, very deep bear market, then that is not the time perhaps for accumulation. That is a time when you should possibly convert your cryptocurrencies into stable coins and then hold on to them, and then obviously buy crypto again when the price starts moving up again. So you can do that as an alternative, but generally, when the price is low, we buy. When the price is high, we sell. And China is saying that they are now going to close their Bitcoin mines. And whether they've done this or not, I don't know, but this is actually a good thing in the sense that it will mean that Bitcoin will become more decentralized. So obviously Bitcoin is decentralized anyway. However, a bulk of the mining occurs in China. And just a few days ago, if you were on my call a few days ago, I talked about what was happening in El Salvador. El Salvador in South America recently said that Bitcoin would be accepted as currency within that country. And following that, what you'll find now is that a lot of other countries, certainly in South America, which are found to be fairly progressive when it comes to cryptocurrency, a lot of these countries will now look at adopting Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as their, well, as a currency for their current market. And this is a good thing, certainly for the price of Bitcoin and also for cryptocurrencies in general. So I'm not too concerned with this news that I'm seeing here, because China is not the entire world. China is just one country. The fact that they have a lot of Bitcoin being mined there, okay, is something to be aware of. But what will potentially happen if this is true news is that, like I said earlier, Bitcoin will become, or the mining will become more decentralized, and it'll be better for cryptocurrencies in the long run. This was going to happen anyway, and the fact that it's happening today is not of concern to me. If you look at the hash rate of Bitcoin recently, you'll notice this is where we are at the moment. There's been a huge dip in the hash rate, and this has been caused, well, a lot of this has been caused by what's been happening in China, the reduction in hash rate due to their factories, their Bitcoin mining plants being closed down. Now, I've personally visited many Bitcoin mining plants around the world, and they are huge, huge outfits. And again, the fact that they're closing them down in China potentially has resulted in the hash rate coming down. As you can see here, the hash rate has come down. And if I go to this article here, again, it's the same thing. Hash rate has come down because of the crackdown in China. Again, I am not too worried about this, because there's other things that you need to look at when it comes to cryptocurrency investing. Now, the big short investor, Michael Burry, I don't know if you know him, what he is saying, he's actually, it's this guy here, in case you don't know him. I think he appeared in the film The Short, and also he's an investor, a trader. He's got a trading company. I think initially he was a physician or something, a doctor, and now he's a huge investor. And he's actually saying that the mother of all crashes is coming in cryptocurrency. The mother of all crashes is coming in crypto. So my question to you is, and to myself, is that, is what we are seeing now, is this the mother of all crashes? Is this the mother of all crashes? And I'll answer that question as we go forward during this webinar. So Michael Burry is saying the mother of all crashes is coming. It's imminent. You know, you should perhaps pull out of cryptocurrencies because they're all going to come down to zero. Now, when we look at answering that question, there's a lot of variables we need to look at. And I myself am a little bit of an analytical person. I like to look at numbers. But having said that, I like to see what's happening in the market as well, because there is market manipulation going on, certainly when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Now, we also have something known as the Fear and Greed Index. Now, I don't know if you know about this, but the Fear and Greed Index is quite a good thing that I like to look at now and again. But currently, if you look at the Fear and Greed Index, it's an amazing, crazy name, by the way, the Fear and Greed Index. If you look at that, we are actually in extreme fear. Currently, today, what day is it today? Today, on the 21st of June, 2021, the market sentiments are, well, it's extreme fear, which is being pumped out at the moment. Now, extreme fear is basically where we are at. This is where we are at the moment, extreme fear. And this graph here, the closer we are to the bottom, to the zero, the closer we are towards extreme fear. Now, extreme fear basically means that everybody's going to jump out of the market, the price is going to come down, and on the reverse side of that is extreme greed. So extreme greed is at the top, but when the prices are going up, and extreme fear is when the prices are coming down. So currently, the market sentiment is ebbing towards extreme fear. And when extreme fear occurs, the prices come down. Just bear that in mind. When extreme fear occurs, the prices come down, and that is another indicator as to what is currently happening in the cryptocurrency market. So if I go to Bitcoin now, this is the Bitcoin chart, and if I just have a look at what's happening now, you can see what has happened in the last few days. And again, just to bear in mind what I said earlier about China, China has been saying this for a long, long time. China has been saying for a long time that we are going to clamp down on cryptocurrencies. We don't like Bitcoin. We don't like mining. However, whenever they've said that, they have bought into crypto. So the fact that the price is, in my opinion, it's very, very low. It's $32,000. Excuse me. In fact, if you remember my webinars from a few days ago, I did say that Bitcoin could potentially go below $30,000, and that is what happened recently. The price of Bitcoin did briefly go below $30,000, and then obviously it came back up again. But currently, at the moment, we are at $32,000, and I mean, look at this. There's been a huge reduction in price just the last few days. So from the 15th of June to where we are today, 23% has come off the price of Bitcoin. 23%. That's a big number. However, looking at this, you could potentially think that, you know, we've got lower highs all the way through, and, you know, we could potentially be entering into a bear market. However, just be warned that Bitcoin is extremely resilient. I've seen this over and over again in the last few years. Like I said at the beginning of this presentation, I've been in the crypto space for well over 5 years, and I have seen this many, many times in the market. So just the fact that Bitcoin's at $32,000 is potentially a little cause for concern. However, this is not the end of the game, because a lot of money is still being pumped into the market, and I'll show you an example of that shortly. A lot of money is still being pumped into the market. Institutions are still pumping money into the market and buying Bitcoin like crazy, because whenever the price comes down, they buy. When it comes to China, I would not be surprised if China was not buying Bitcoin today. A lot of this has been down to China, this reduction in price, and China could potentially be currently buying into Bitcoin. Now, the largest company with holding Bitcoin at the moment, the largest corporate entity, is a company called MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy, if I go here to this chart here, as you can see here, MicroStrategy holds 92,079 Bitcoins. Now, how many of you would like to hold 92,000 Bitcoins? I'm guessing every single person on this call. The entry value of those Bitcoins was $3.692 billion. Currently, we're looking at $3 billion worth of Bitcoin is how much MicroStrategy own. Second in command, or second place, goes to Tesla, and Tesla hold $48,000 worth of Bitcoin. Look what MicroStrategy said a few days ago. MicroStrategy, the company with the largest holding of Bitcoin, said that they were going to sell up to $1 billion in stock to use part of those proceeds for the purchase of further Bitcoin. So they are looking to buy further Bitcoin, and they're being very, very public about this. And what they are doing here is not uncommon in the market. At the moment, other companies, other entities, hedge funds, investors around the world, governments, banks are buying into cryptocurrency because the price is so low. Now, following that article that came out on the 15th of June, so about a week or so ago, today, I've noticed that Michael Saylor, he's the CEO of MicroStrategy, in case you don't know him, he's come out with a tweet saying MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 13,000 Bitcoins for $489 million in cash. Almost $500 million, which is $500 million in cash, is what they have just invested in Bitcoin. Yet the price of Bitcoin is hovering around $32,000. So companies like MicroStrategy, people like Michael Saylor, who know a lot about cryptocurrency, are not worried about what's happening in the market. They're not worried about what's happening in China. And these are the people that you should be following. These companies, you should be doing what they are doing, because these guys, obviously, they have a lot of manpower, they have a lot of money, and they are doing research all the time to see what's happening in the market. So they know a lot more about cryptocurrency than what you do. So if you want to reduce your research, or the amount of hours you spend doing your research, you should just watch what these guys are doing and then mimic what they are doing, and you can't go wrong, in my opinion. So there are entities out there that are still buying cryptocurrency, and they're buying cryptocurrency in the billions, in the millions, in the billions, all over the place. And what you're going to find a few years from today, we will have trillionaires. At the moment, we have billionaires. I think the world's richest person, I don't remember who it is, but could be, is it Jeff Bezos or something from Amazon, who's worth 100 plus billion, whatever it is. But in the future, because of what's happening in the cryptocurrency market, because of what's happening outside the macroeconomic situation in the world, I'm not going to go into too much detail around that, but the pandemic and what's been happening outside this, there's been a buying frenzy outside. So these billionaires, these multimillionaires have been buying stock, cryptocurrencies, companies like crazy. Very near in the future, we will see trillionaires out there. Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, just to give you a few names, you are looking at potential trillionaires out there in the market. And these guys at the moment are buying. If you haven't read, I think the first book that I read on entrepreneurship was by a guy called Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that was an introduction to business for me. And he talks about this. When the market is low, when the price is low, you buy into that market. Robert Kiyosaki became a real estate millionaire because he bought when the price was low. When it comes to property and property investing, you buy below market value. You buy when the price is low, and you sell when the price is high. The same applies here. In fact, the same applies in any business that we have out there. And again, what you'll see going forward in the next few years is that, Jeff Bezos or whoever it is out there at the moment, you'll hear that these guys are now trillionaires, and you'll wonder to yourself, now, how do they do that? They are doing it right now. Okay, these guys are doing it right now, and you will see the results of what they're doing right now in the next few years. So just bear that in mind. If you want to be financially free, if you want to be a multimillionaire, even a billionaire, you need to do what the billionaires are doing. And at the moment, these guys are buying. Okay, now's the time to buy. If Bitcoin, if it continues to move down, then obviously, if you're part of our mentorship program, our academy, I do these trainings all the time. We have cryptocurrency training every single day within our mentorship program, and you will know what to do if the price comes down further. If the price does come down further and we move into a bear market, for example, we'll then start looking at stable coins, and we'll reinvest our profits in other assets stable coins like Tether, is it USD coin, and DAI. We look at those coins as well. And then we decide what to do with our holdings in those coins. But there's a lot of things you can do in bear markets as well as what you can do in bull markets. So it's nothing to worry about. So if you are part of our mentorship program, bully for you. If you're not, if you're a guest on this presentation, please get back to me and I can show you how to start trading with us for profit every single day. Now, again, going back to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency in the market. And what's happening at the moment is not that much of a cause for concern for me, because I think that we could potentially, if you look at this, we could potentially still be in this bear trap. If we are in that bear trap, if we are in this bear trap, there's a long way to go yet. And I still feel that Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency in the market, could hit 6 figures this year. If we are in a bear trap, there's a high indication that we will hit those 6 figures this year. When I say 6 figures, I'm talking about $100,000 plus. So you should not start selling your cryptocurrency assets just yet. Give it a few days. Let's do our analysis and try and determine what's happening in the market. If we are in a bull trap, then we'll come out of this bull trap very, very quickly, and the price will shoot down again very, very rapidly, as we saw in 2017. So I don't know if you remember what happened in 2017. In 2017, I was looking at this graph just earlier, and I was heavily involved in the crypto space in 2017. And I remember clearly what the price was doing in 2017. On the 17th of December 2017, the price of Bitcoin hit an all-time high of around $20,000, and I remember it clearly. However, $20,000 on the 18th of December, one day later, we were at 19,000. The next day, the price reached down to 16,000, and then a day later, it came down, further down to $14,000. So between the highest price and the lowest price in those few days, we're looking at a difference in price of $8,000, $8,500. That's 43% in the space of just 4 or 5 days. That's what happened in December 2017. Now, and it is a big if we are in a bull trap, we will expect something similar to happen again today, or well, this week or this month, or certainly within the next couple of months. So if we are in a bull trap, we'll expect the same to happen again. And again, let me just get rid of that screen. It's gone to the wrong screen. So just give us a second. So if we are in a bull trap, we'll expect the price to shoot down from $32,000. But again, it is too early to say. I don't think we are in a bull trap. I feel even today, looking at what the market's doing, looking at what's happening in China and other countries, looking at what El Salvador's doing, looking at what MicroStrategy is doing, we could potentially still be in a bear trap. So we could still potentially be here, in which case we'll come out of this soon, and the price will start moving up again. But again, it's too early to say at this stage. So hold your horses, don't sell anything yet, and just keep your nose to the ground, and we'll have an answer for you very, very shortly. Now, the current price of Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency in the market, is around $1,900. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, I did say that Ethereum could potentially come down to $1,900. And if it does that, it's definitely a good buying opportunity, assuming we are in a bear trap, okay? Assuming we are in a bear trap, Ethereum is a very, very good buying opportunity even today. The price of Ethereum hit $4,500, or just under, was it last month? Yeah, last month on the 12th of May, 2021, the price of Ethereum was around $4,300. And since then, the price has come down by almost 60%. That's quite a big reduction in price of Ethereum. And again, knowing what we know now and looking at that graph, I would still say that Ethereum is a very, very good buy. So again, what I tend to do when it comes to cryptocurrency is I dollar cost average. So I'm buying as the price is coming down. I bought some cryptocurrency yesterday. I bought some the day before, last week. So I'm buying so that I can catch the trough in the market. So I tend to buy every single week, sometimes several days during the week, depending on what the price is doing. And again, I recommend this to everyone. And just bear in mind, I say this, I am not a financial advisor. Whatever I do, please do your own research and make your own decisions. But this is what I tend to do. I do dollar cost averaging, and it's a good way to jump into cryptocurrencies, certainly depending on what the market is doing at any particular time. Now, again, something I look at in addition to the cryptocurrency charts is the US dollar currency index. And you can see what's happening here. Let's just make this a bit bigger. In the last few days, there was a huge increase from 90% to around 92% in the US dollar currency index, just in the last few days. Now, what happens? This is a rough rule of thumb. If DXY, the dollar currency index goes up, if the dollar currency index goes up, what happens is that, if the dollar currency index goes up, Bitcoin can potentially become bearish. As you can see here, if you just ignore this red candle here, as you can see here, you've got a lot of green, so the price is going up. So if you ignore that red candle, this going up would be bad news for Bitcoin, because you'd assume it would be bearish and continue to be bearish going forward. But the fact that we had a red candle today is an indication that the market could still change. We could still be in that bear trap that I talked about earlier. So this red candle here is very, very promising. What you'll find is that when there's a big sell-off in the dollar, so when the price for the dollar dollar currency index comes down, generally, rough rule of thumb again, there's a big jump in Bitcoin. So people, when the dollar becomes weaker, investors need to put that money somewhere. So they'll come out of the dollar and they'll look for places to put that money. Shall I put it in gold? Shall I put it in bonds? Let's put it in Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been the highest performing asset class in the last decade, since 2009. So just bear that in mind. Rough rule of thumb, when there's a big sell-off for the dollar, the money tends to go into Bitcoin. And we've seen a little bit of a sell-off here, which is promising. So it's not the end of the time for Bitcoin. And this is the 15-minute chart. And again, you can see what's been happening. So again, Bitcoins could still be bullish going forward. A little bit too early to say yes, but I will discuss this with you on my next call. But looking at what I'm looking at the moment, we could still potentially be in a bear trap, which is good for Bitcoin. Now, what we're doing at the moment is, for those of you on the call who are part of our mentorship program, part of our academy, we are teaching you to build your 6- and 7-figure portfolios. So many of you on the call now have your altcoins, and as a rough rule of thumb, I think our students have in the region of 20 to 30 altcoins. And those altcoins, assuming you've bought at the right price and you bought the right altcoins, going forward, you could be sitting on a 6- and or 7-figure portfolio. So that is the plan. The plan is to get you to a 6- or 7-figure portfolio of altcoins. And it's not that difficult to do. As long as you follow the training, as long as you follow our teachings, you can get there. So if you go back to remember when you were at school, your teacher said to you, do you know what? Don't copy the next person next to you, or the person next to you. Do not plagiarize, otherwise you'll fail and get a big fat zero. What I'm saying to you is follow us, copy our strategies, and you could be sitting on a 6- or 7-figure portfolio by the end of this year. In December 2017, or in 2017, when I was trading, I was investing in cryptocurrencies, there were people around me who'd built up their altcoin portfolios from just a couple of $1,000s all the way up to 6 figures. So if you could do it then, you can do it today. If you could do it then, you can do it today. And I've seen people, again, I'm not mentioning any names on this call, I've seen people or colleagues of mine who have now become friends of mine, they've paid off their entire mortgages using their altcoin portfolios, entire mortgages. mortgages that could be $2, $3, $4, $500,000 up to $1 million plus. They've been able to pay off just from altcoins. So if you follow the training, the teaching that we provide you, if you don't listen to what other people say, even today, I had messages from people saying, what about this coin? I've just bought this coin because this guy on YouTube said I should buy it. I've just bought another coin because this guy on TikTok he said I should buy it. Don't fall into that trap, because the guys on YouTube and TikTok haven't got a clue. They've got a large subscriber base. Obviously, that unless they are cryptocurrency traders and experts, but I'm talking about the majority of people on YouTube and TikTok haven't got a clue when it comes to cryptocurrency. They will do what other people tell them to do for earnings. So obviously they earn a living off YouTube, so they'll do whatever they're told to do. So whatever they're doing is generally an advert for a company. So don't follow those guys. Get a bit of knowledge, jump onto our academy, and you can do extremely well from cryptocurrency and build that 6 and or 7-figure portfolio. Now, currently, whether you know this or not, but a lot of money has been pumped into the economy. And when money is pumped into the economy, what happens? We have something known as inflation. So just recently, I read that UK inflation could soar above 4%. And in the USA, almost 20% of all US dollars since the beginning of time were created this year. 20%. That is huge. So the USA, UK, other countries around the world are just printing money over and over and over and over again like nobody's business. So what happens when money is printed? When money is printed, the value of money comes down. When money is printed, the value comes down and inflation goes up. So if you have a bank account, if you have a savings account, again, I was looking at this just today. If you have a savings account in the UK, let's have a look what's happening in the UK. Currently, I don't take interest myself for personal reasons, but look at this. In the UK, banks are paying 0.5% interest a year, 0.45%, 2% if you're lucky, but you will need £1,000, whatever, in your account. And that is per year. That's what's being paid out. But generally, it's like 0.5%, 0.75%, 0.55%. Now, recently, I was speaking to someone in the gym, and he said to me, Dr. Jav, I'm really, really happy because my bank, they are paying me 0.5% interest a year. And he was very happy about that. That is what you learn at school. The general public, 95% of the world population are happy to get 0.5% a year because that's how they have been taught. We teach you things differently. 0.5% is a kick in the teeth. Once you know that your bank is making, or banks collectively are making over $1 trillion a day, $1 trillion a day from your money, and they're giving you 0.5% as a thank you a year, it's got to be like a kick in the teeth. And it's crazy what people believe. And that's why I say to you, just be careful with what you read on a daily basis. Be careful with the people that you hang around with. And certainly when it comes for investment advice, don't take investment advice from any Tom, Dick and Harry. Do your own research. Again, I'm not offering any investment advice on this call. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I am showing you is how you can start to build your 6- and 7-figure portfolio. Now, one thing that I want to discuss before I call it a day on this call, I'm just checking my time, is staking. Now, I don't know if you are aware of staking, but you can actually earn rewards or dividends on any cryptocurrency, not any, but on some of the cryptocurrencies that you hold. For example, crypto.com, which is one of the exchanges that I use, they will pay you 5.5%, this is a year by the way, on any Ethereum holding that you have that you stake with them. on their stable coins, they're paying, look at this, 12% a year, Litecoin 3%, Cardano 3%, Chainlink 3%. Now, a lot of these coins we do hold. So if you're holding cryptocurrency, my advice is not to just keep it in your wallet. Don't just keep it there doing nothing. You can actually earn an income on the back of it. And I know people that are living off their staking income. I know people who are living off their staking income. So they're getting enough from staking to be able to live off it. So they're not even spending their cryptocurrencies, they are living off the staking income. So this is crypto.com, and you can see Polkadot I mentioned earlier, they'll pay you 3% on that, and you can see the kind of earnings you can get here. Now, another exchange that I tend to use is Kraken, and on Kraken, some of their rewards are amazing. On Polkadot, again, Polkadot I mentioned earlier, they are offering 12%. Kusama, 12%. Cardano, 4 to 6%. Carver, 20%. Let me just give you, let's do a rough calculation. Now imagine if you had, I'll find my calculator. Imagine if you had $10,000 worth of Carver. $10,000 worth of Carver, they would pay you, just for having that Carver, you would get paid $2,000 a year based on the current price. Now, imagine if the price of Carver went up by a multiple of 10 or 100. If Carver went up by a multiple of 100, you would be paid $200,000 a year. If Carver went up by a multiple of 10, you'd be paid $20,000 a year. Now, obviously, in a bear market, it won't work as well, but in a bull market, you can see the kind of income that you can achieve from staking. And Carver is just one cryptocurrency of 10,000 plus. Polkadot, if you had $10,000 worth of Polkadot, you'd be paid $1,200 a year, and you're probably thinking not a lot of money, but the price of Polkadot, in my opinion, is still very, very low. That price could go up by a multiple of 10. That would be $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month just from staking one coin. So $1,000 a month from that, a few $1,000s from Carver, Cardano, Cosmos, Ethereum. You'd have all your bills paid. You'd be buying other assets, and you still keep your crypto. Your cryptocurrency is still yours to keep, but you get dividends just for holding that cryptocurrency. So that is staking. That is what we do, and that is something that we teach you how to do as well. And definitely, if you do have crypto, it's something you should do, you should consider, because what you can do is with those profits, you can pump those profits. If you are trading cryptocurrency, you can pump those into your trading account. You can pump those profits into your forex trading account. If you're doing foreign exchange as well, which is what we do, you could pump your profits into foreign exchange, or you could buy other assets with your profits. So that's staking in a nutshell. I will do further training on staking in the next few weeks, but definitely it's a good way. I call it the lazy man's way to earn a very, very good income, because you're not doing anything. I've actually done some training on how to use crypto.com. I'll upload it later today, and I'll put the link in the group. But again, I'll show you on that video how to stake a few coins using crypto.com, and it's quite easy to do. Once you've done one, you can do many, but it's a very, very good way to earn a very good living. The average income in the UK is around £1,800 a month net. You can achieve that from just staking a couple of coins. Once you have your six-figure portfolio, just imagine how much you can earn from staking alone. And staking is just one of many ways that you can achieve income from cryptocurrency. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say today. My name is Dr. Jav. If you have any further questions, let me have those questions. Those are my social media channels. Reach me via those channels, and I can arrange to answer your questions on future videos. So again, thank you for your time today. I hope you've learned something today, and I will see you on the next video very, very soon. If you're not currently a member of our academy, our mentorship program, please reach out to me via my social media channels that I showed you earlier in the description to this video. This video is live on YouTube as well. I will put my links to my social media channels on there as well. You can reach out to me via those social media channels, and let's make things happen. Cryptocurrency is the future of money. Digital is the way we are going. And currently we are seeing billions, if not trillions, being pumped into the market. Millions and millions and millions and millions are being pumped into the market by institutes, by billionaires, corporates, banks, governments, and companies that you've probably never heard of. Yet the information that is being pumped out to the public is teaching the public that crypto is perhaps a bad thing to get involved in. What's going to happen in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, when Bitcoin is over $1 million, you will come back to me and say, do you know what? I should have bought it when the price was $100,000, but it's now $1 million. When Bitcoin is over $1 million, we will be transacting in Satoshis, and one Satoshi could well be $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever it is. And then we'll be talking about Satoshis. Just bear that in mind. If you don't have any cryptocurrency at the moment, my recommendation is have a look at it, do your own research, and definitely let's get you towards financial freedom from cryptocurrencies, as many people have done. Again, my name is Dr. Jav. If you've learned something from this video, if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to my channel, like and share. Let me have those questions, keep them coming, and I'll see you shortly on the next video. Thank you.